Alright, alright. I'm finally here. Oh my god, it's so busy this morning, checking so many things. And, yeah, just took a while here to get here. It's just bad idea. So here, for example, there's one, like, I mean, is this a plains? It is a plains. Alright, let's try this one.
Experience the full spectrum of bold on board.
So how would this work? Where this specific location would be that I have this area here with no shade and no salt. So I would build here all the pumps for the steel, all the mines on the mountain, and the rest of the map would just be well organized like that. So that would make a little bit more sense. In terms of sales, for example, this place, oh, we're having the same issues as before. Let me put down something here. Let's see, sometimes it bugs out. So 2 minutes. And what about the dragon? Minutes. Okay, that's doable. That's perfectly okay. So we're gonna practice here. I am okay. Yeah, I'm going to just use, where's Casablanca? I think it's this way, right? Casablanca's here. So my trade depot might be a little bit slow for that. Let's see. My express depot, let's see. 1 minute 44. It's okay. All right, it's okay. Okay, so we're gonna do a rush. It's not thing here. We're gonna do a rush with no NFTs. The only one I'm gonna use is just the Express Depot because, well, I kind of assume that everyone has it. That is actually like doing a competition or something. At least an Express Depot they're probably gonna have. If they don't, then well, that's probably the bare minimum for a player. If not, you can still use a normal depot, the original one, not destroy it like I just did and use that one. But that's like a choice people have to do. I mean, if I would have to buy anything, if I wanted to start playing the game a little bit more, you know, competitively and maybe getting a little bit more into the game, that's probably the first choice. Like an Express Depot, it's probably one of the first choices you can purchases you can do. That it's you can get it by getting Gala Gold, so that you're gonna get it for free. So that's something you can do. If you don't have it, just that's something you can consider. Right, so when you start, you have like almost a full silo, right? You can start off, Buggy, hello. You can start off by selling one of these, or you can see, like, when you start with the planes, there's not really much to, you know, go around for in terms of like extra capital you can get from it. There's a pond here, there's a couple of trees that will cost you money, and the rocks will cost you money. These buildings will cost you money. Well, will give you money back if you destroy them, but you don't have a good start with anything else, then probably it's not a good idea to destroy anything. Unless you start in the forest that you have extra pawns that you might not need, then you will just get rid of the pawns to make some cash back and you use that for buildings, for structures. But as a rule, don't destroy anything that you might need later, at least like if you don't know what you're doing and you just want to start slow. But ideally, ideally you don't want to spend too much money, and you just need to be more should I say savvy about the money that you're spending. So for a no NFT kind of deal, right now eggs are cash crops, so they're kind of like boosted. So you start here with with these crops and this pond. So if we're thinking about like, all right, the quickest way to do it, and what are you gonna do? What can I do here to make money fast, right? So first of all, what you're gonna do is probably do a chicken coop. Okay, so as you probably know, ponds give passive water. You can see it on this little tooltip here, right? And every building has some sort of effect. So for example, the fuel storage has like 3 pollution, it gives off pollution. So if you see here, it gives you 3 pollution here, 2 pollution, 1 pollution, and 0 pollution. So this fuel storage is giving off pollution all the way up to here, right? Here, there's no more pollution. But if you come here, all right, here you can see that's already pollution. So I don't want to build on this side any sort of crops or animals, because they're going to get polluted and their timer is going to slow down. So I always want to be careful with that, with those things, with those effects that will affect your other things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ranch, and I'm going to build a chicken coop. So these will cost you serious money. Well, right now it's not too bad. It's usually around 15. So you can see the prices and check how much you have, right? So if you're really in trouble, you can always get rid of a pond. If you're really in trouble, you can get rid of some gas. So there's always ways to go around this. Like for example, for this sort of egg rush that I'm trying to do here, I don't really need the wheat, right? And I can spend 2 gas here to get some cash back from the wheat that's already there. Well, we could do that. Or you could save the money, the gas. Sorry, you can save every single amount of gas that you have, because one extra sale of eggs will give you a lot more than these initial like 3k sales of wheat, right? But it is wheat that is there. I'm gonna destroy it now so it stops accumulating, because we're gonna destroy this, so it's, you know, right. So the farmer house, we won't need a farmer for this build, because for this rush, because we're only going to use animals in this case. So we need ranchers, not really farmers. Although no, I'm going to keep that farmer, and I'll explain why in a second. The reason behind this is that we're on the plains, right? And we don't have a lot of wood. You can see here, so we might have to plant some trees, right? So if you need to plant some trees, if you don't have enough water, what's going to happen? The farmer is going to water the crops, right? So for that you need the farm. So here what we're going to do is strategically start thinking about more wood. Okay, I'm going to plant 1 wood here, and obviously you need a lumberjack. That's like essential. Once you start a town, you always need a few. Right now we're gonna just start slow, so we don't really run out of funds here like by mistake. And you need a rancher, right? You want to put down a rancher and not forget about the rancher, because what's gonna happen is that chicken really go fast, right? Chicken go fast. I might actually have my skins on. Let's see. I think I might have. Can I remove all? Yeah, remove all. I'm gonna remove everything. So this will actually show you exactly the speed of these things. I'll let those stay for now because they don't really apply to what we're doing. So we're gonna just remove everything. Okay. So there we go. We get a rancher, and you see, like, if you build it faster, if you have it like as soon as you know, okay, I'm gonna do X, right? Okay, put a rancher down immediately. You already have a storage there. You don't really need to like be waiting for the wood to come back or whatever. Just like, okay, put a rancher down, because these guys move pretty fast. The chickens will move pretty fast, right? So there's that. There's that situation where you want the rancher to just be active, and as soon as they're getting ready, you get. So this guy has come back. Well, let's sell the other one. I don't care. Really not a big. Didn't see that cash coming in, but we'll see. See what's going on now. We have a steady inflow of trees. We can actually add another lumberjack, just to make sure we don't gonna run out of trees. Why? Because, well, we're gonna start building more stuff, right? And the trees, the chicken coops will start to require more wood. And right now the rancher is actually picking it up, but it will come to a time that the loggers move faster than the rancher, so they'll get to the chicken coop faster than the rancher does. And then, like, ideally the loggers will take care of the wood for the chicken coops, and the rancher just gets busy getting the eggs, right? That's how it usually things start moving. So we don't need this silo. We're not doing any other crops. We're gonna destroy this. I mean, we might need it later, but like much later in the game. So right now what we're gonna do is just focus on what we have right now. So you see the farmer is going to get the water, so he stops because he doesn't have another the water available. So what we're gonna do here is just put down more wells. They're not terribly expensive, so we can do that. And we have two lumberjacks. We have one woodshed, and you can see, like, just now we ran out of wood, right? So that's something we need to be paying attention, because the chicken move fast and they will use all the wood. So we need to be extremely careful here with this situation. Otherwise it's just going to take you a long time. So what we're going to do here is actually put down another tree. Ideally you would get actually we can do that. So we're going to do expand a little bit the water here. This is something I usually do here, so it's kind of concentrated. You could do it in a different way. I like to keep my things sort of like together, just because if I put it over there, well, first of all, you get the shade from the mountain. If I put it somewhere else, then you're not really getting, you know, the benefit of already having another pond here. Also, like, it's gonna be closer to where your structures are, so it's going to be faster for them to collect and deposit. So if you do it further away, then it's going to have issues than not. So you probably want to keep things concentrated, just paying attention to shade and to pollution and all the other effects that you might facing. For now, I don't still need another rancher, but I might add another farmer, because what is the issue right now? If you look at it, like, oh, it's probably wood, right? It's probably wood. I don't have a lot of wood here, so I probably just want to keep a steady flow of wood. So what we're doing is just adding another farmer, so we get like the trees planted, the tree farms planted faster. so we get a better recovery with our wood. So how is this different from a forest? Well, the forest wouldn't need this type of situation, so you wouldn't have this problem. You wouldn't have the ponds problem, you wouldn't have the trees problem. You would have trees until like mid-rush, right? Until you actually get things a bit more built up. You would need lumberjacks, but that's just it. I usually put down another builder as well, but for this type of demonstration right now, when we are moving slow, so I'm not gonna bother to be doing that. If you want to do the eggs rush, for example, on desert, it's very similar to this, or on forest, then you will probably need to start planting down some, instead of pastures, you need meadows. Meadows are great. They respawn a lot faster than the pastures. We're just using this for now because it's just easier to use these and not think too much about like spending more money on situations. Yeah, so we're gonna wait a little bit. Just gonna see what we can do here for our small little rush. So what we're waiting here for is now to have our first sale of eggs. This is just two eggs to go. Obviously, right now we have 9,300 cash, so we're not really struggling. I could push further. I could put more buildings down, but we're just slowing down here things, so it's easier to track and to keep up, right? I'm actually, so one thing for people that are not really familiar with the system, you can put here your auto sales. So it's on automatic. Once you reach a certain amount of things that you want to sell, or to then the game automatically sells it, so you don't have to be doing that every time, and then you forget, and then it slows down your production. So not your production, but your gains, because you're not selling as fast as you could, right? So this is the amount that you keep. For example, you want to keep like 2 because you're going to use them for something else. Maybe you're doing omelets and you need 2 eggs, so you want to keep 2 eggs. Then when it becomes 12, then it sells the 10 that you have over the number of eggs that you want to keep, right? So in this case, we don't want to keep anything, so we keep amount to 0. We do issues again. We're having issues again. What the hell, man? No, that was my bad. So it's distorted, but that's what it is. So yeah, there we go. We reached 10 eggs, and then automatically it just sells what the eggs are when the eggs reach the amount that you got. Should be close here on the water as well. That's gonna make things easier. We really don't want to destroy any wood like it just happened now, especially in the beginning. It's very useful. So we're gonna add another woodshed here. We have to be careful here with the money. Just don't go overboard and spend too much on these things, even if they're cheap, because you might be able to run out of money because your wages will consume your cash. So if you're not careful there, then you have to be paying attention to those things. So that's after our first sale. Well, we're gonna have a little bit of cash, and we're probably gonna move into a few more of these chicken coops, so we can actually move faster in terms of production. Okay, So that's the next step. Let's see, we have 2 water over here, and if you move further out, you see there's no water, right? There's 1 water here, 1 water here. So this is as far as we can go for chicken coops, okay? Because they need 1 water and you want them to be passive. Okay. So since I'm thinking about building, that's not, why am I selling wood? Do not sell wood. There's no need for selling wood. It's just that auto sell for the other thing. Go sit down. Leave me alone. You're being annoying today. Go on. Go sit down. Maybe she's being a brat today. So yeah, there we go. We have a little bit of eggs of cash. So I want to use here I want to use some money here to build this pond so I can have a lot more trees sort of with passive water. We might have to move things around here, but that's fine. No big problem there. It's just for the beginning, you really need to start concentrating stuff and putting stuff down. So it might not be very organized, but the thing is, like, I'm producing here, right? The way I see it is that, like, oh, I'm gonna put it over there so I can organize it, but it's just like it's gonna take longer for the builders to get there. It's gonna be longer for the farmers to get there. It's gonna be longer for the ranchers to pick up the eggs. So everything takes time in the beginning, and if you don't have any skins or any boosts or anything like that, you're gonna take longer. So I prefer to just build it like this, concentrated, and start producing fast and start making money fast, other than to just put it like in a place where you're gonna have things more organized, but it's just gonna take longer to build. So as you can see here, I can have a pretty concentrated production, and I'm already producing eggs, and I'm already almost halfway for another sale, and I only have 1 chicken coop. Why? Because everything is concentrated, everything is nice, everything is like right here, so they don't take any time picking up the wood. Everything is passive, so they have passive water, so everything is fast production, right? So that's the thing you need to sort of like keep in mind of, is that things should be passive, and all your buildings, production buildings, should be on green timers, always, at all times. So later when you were doing, for example, when you're doing windmills and stuff like that, well, rules for that as well, is they want to be on also like spaced out, so you have green timers on their production. So yeah, all those things matter a lot. It's the big difference between, like, you know, starting early, getting a good spot, and then just like not being able to capitalize on those things because you just like, it took too long to start producing eggs, or it took too long, like everything is slow. Like, yeah, everything is slow, but it's slow for everyone. If they don't have any NFTs, the speed is the same, right? So why are they doing things faster than you? That's because they're just probably playing in a style that is a little bit more effective than yours. So that's where they're getting along faster and producing faster and selling faster and building faster. So yeah, we got like a little bit of this going. We still have money, so just what's destroying? What was destroying? Oh, probably the feed. the feed, the chicken destroy feed, you can put down you could put down a trough, and it saves them some time from running around, because right now what's happening is that you see the chicken, they're going really far to get feed, right? So we're gonna do this. Because we have a little bit more leeway here with our money. So we did actually sell those eggs. We're gonna clear up around this area and try to sort of like not go too crazy, but try to make some meadows around here so we can have the chicken just come and feed around here. If they don't have meadows here available straight away, it's fine, but ideally we want them to come start feeding closer so they spend less time moving away. Let's do another one here. We still have a little bit of money left, not much, but we're close to a sale, so we can risk a little bit. Very close to a sale, right? Okay. So yeah, this is annoying when they do this. The ranchers just start getting the wood, and then they just lose time because they're gonna put the wood back in the shed if they don't really need it. So it's just a waste of time. But that's how the game is. That's how it works. So I want to put down another rancher, but I don't want to get rid of these trees because, well, they're extremely expensive. But I would just like, yeah, that would just be a big no-no, right? I don't want to put them here because they're going to be getting some shade onto my trees, so that's gonna really not be too helpful. What I can do is, as soon as I get my next sale in, I can put down another piece of road here or on this side here, and then I can build around that road, right? So you can use that like that to just like separate it. You don't really need to continue the road that you have here, but since we're gonna try to build a little bit more around here, more chicken around here, because that's where we have the water. It's concentrated and it's close to the storehouse stuff. I don't want the ranchers to be too far from it. So actually what I'm gonna do is probably put one here, a little piece of road here, and then continue off to this side, because this is where we're growing. So we're growing to this side, right? So what's the objective here? The objective here, it's not just like selling eggs to make money, right? So the objective is to, if you're participating in a competition, you probably want to reach the end goal of the specific game meta, which in this case right now it's red steel. So in order to get there, you need to, produce, build, and start producing what the end game meta is. But we're selling eggs, right? And we only have limited gasoline. So your first objective in the game is get to gas. When you have automatic gas production, sustainable gas production, then you can start building up other things. So for the first part of the game, your first mandatory objective, if you don't have any NFTs, is to get to production of gasoline, right? So that's what we're focusing now. We're building up our rush, our production of eggs and any other thing that will make you sustainable cash, so you can build up enough so you can start getting your gas production done, because this will run out and it's game over. If you don't have any cash, if you're just building, then you get to the end, or not to the end, but you start like, okay, now I have all of this big town with a lot of lumberjacks and a lot of chicken and a lot of this and a lot of that, then you just, oh, but I don't know, I cannot sell any eggs because I don't have any gas anymore. So that's your first objective. You go for gas. That's what your main thing is you need to get the gas as soon as possible. Okay. We're actually gonna do another chicken here. Chicken here, and we're done with chicken. I don't need any more chicken. Actually, how much water do I have? 3 here. So we might move away some things here, but we have these passive trees now. So what we're gonna do here is just, again, like there's many different ways to play the game, and some people might say like, oh, I wouldn't do this like this. It's like, that's fine. Everybody just plays a little bit differently, and even myself, when I'm playing, I might take a different route. It's not a rule, right? It's every time I play, I might play, you know, slightly different than the last time. So it's not really a big deal how you really play, just as long as it just feels like you're not wasting too much time, right? There we go. We just sold eggs not too long ago. We're selling eggs again. That's how that's what we want. That's how fast we want to play, right? Finding it weird though, because just eggs twice. Okay, 30 per sale or 20 per sale. I thought it was more. It's okay. But yeah, so this is a good little start. We have enough money so we can actually put another builder here as well, so we have a little bit faster, because we have 2 chicken coops building, well, one less, and then we have this. So if it's just one builder, they're pretty slow, so they're gonna take their time just doing their thing, and you know, so this way we can push a little bit faster. We're gonna keep adding more meadows around here, just to make sure these guys are getting enough feed and faster. Okay, so meadow, what's this? One shade. I'm gonna put a tree here, even though it's slower. I'm not needing that much wood right now, so it's just fine. As long as it's passive, so it's gonna be a little bit slower, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Also, like for this one, it's 2, so I probably want to remove these and start moving them away somewhere, but that's fine for now. So for now I have a little steady production, right? It's going. I don't need much more than what I have right now to keep things going a little bit faster. 1, 2. So 5 chicken coop right now. That's pretty good, and that's a good start. We can start with this and just see where we go. Our wood is capping. really don't need much more right now. If we see that because 1, 2, 3, 5, if the lumber is starting to decrease faster than what we can collect, then what we're going to do is just add another lumberjack, because the wood replenishes pretty fast. Even this one that is with one shade, it replenishes pretty fast. So if you see like this falling below 10, then that means like, okay, we need to do some changes here. But for now, it's fine. It's not really a big deal. Since we didn't have desert and we don't have an oil seep for this production, what we're gonna have to do is to build some oil pumps for the refineries, so we can start doing gas production. But we need to, sorry about that, we need to think just a little bit about the gas production and where we're gonna put it, and how does it work effectively, right? So if you chose a layout like this, like I did, like why? There's a reason, there has to be a reason behind why you chose the place that you did, right? Well, if we're doing mines, if we're doing red steel, you need the mountain for production, for the mines, for everything else. And if I chose ocean on one side, ocean, why? Why is the ocean interesting for this situation? Well, I can use the ocean as a source of water for my water pumps. So if I'm planning on to build steel mills maybe closer to the water here, so I can just use the ocean as a source of water, then I can do the same for the gas. So I don't have to build a pond, I don't have to go over here and sort of like, you know, mess up my production. I can just do it closer to the water. In this case, I have two possibilities, because gas production requires energy, right? And energy causes pollution, same as the refineries. Also, the mines require power. So we can do like a two-in-one. We can do a two-in-one, which is, okay, I need to build my gas production and I need to feed the mines with energy, right? Passive energy. So this situation here is very interesting, because I can actually build closer to the mines and give off passive energy to the mines without actually having to build specifically a power plant to sort of power the mines, right? So it's like, okay, I'm going to use the power that I need for the refineries to actually power the mines as well. So you can use those situations like that. You can synergize a little bit of what you're doing in terms of production and optimize what you're going to do. Because, all right, this is great. I can use the water here to build my refinery, and I don't have to build ponds, and I can just do it here on this corner, nice and tidy, away from everything. Sure, I can do that, and it's usually a very good idea. But since we're already looking into the next step, which is doing the mines, then actually building your refineries and your power plants here closer to the mountain is going to be faster than just building your production of gasoline and your refineries on one end, and then having to rebuild all of that, not all of that, but power plants and stuff for the mines. So that way you save time and you're going to save money, because these will be powered on this side as well without having to spend too much time and having to build two different systems of energy in the beginning, right? So the big problem here is that it's this, right? It's this. It's the trees and the rocks that are around it that really slow us down. But we do have some money. We have 100k. So we're gonna go for a second sale just now. So if we go slow, we can do it, and it's going to be saving us time in the end and money as well. So I think that's a better idea than to just build the gas here. I think it's just best to just do it here, use the spawn, and then just go for it, right? So extra information, what do we know about mines? Mines require paved road, right? So if you start like, okay, so the mine needs to be adjacent to the mountain, needs to be the closest one, so that's the last one, right? So I need to be building mountains here. Okay, so that's what we know. So what we're gonna do, I have a little bit of money, so we're gonna just build a road here, at least a little bit of road here. Let's use this. And well, now we have the pond here. So what are we gonna do? To which side do we build? So we know we can use the pond and put 2 pumps around it, like on each side, and then on each front of the pumps we can do the power plants because they're required to build, and then in the middle I can do a refinery and then 1 refinery on either of each end. Okay, that's what we know. So this is great because we can just use this and build our gas production right here, right in front. But we do need to clear out this area so we can start building again. So we need to go slow, but that's just the way it is. And what we're gonna do is we're actually going to put here, let's see, what can it be? It's shaded. Oh, now this is the one. I think I don't want to get rid of that. Could put it here though. It's gonna be too slow. We're gonna have to do it here. It's fine. All right. So we need oak. Oak is slow to grow, so we're gonna have to be a bit more patient here. But we're gonna need oak to produce the water pumps. But before we build the water pumps, can do at least one on one side, right? All right, we're gonna destroy this one, and we're gonna start thinking about this. So we're gonna put it down. Okay. Now, should we go left or right? We could go left. Probably save us a little bit of time because we have more trees on that side. Good. So one thing that we can start thinking about is refinery, for example, right? It's not too expensive. I'm running with the ornaments, so it's slightly cheaper. If you don't have ornaments, it costs you 15, but it's not a big difference. You can still manage from the beginning. Money's coming in, 2 more eggs and I'm taking it out again, so it's quite sustainable. The sales, they're coming in pretty fast, so that's pretty good. So there you go, 2 more eggs, another sale going out, like, I mean, less than 20 seconds for each sale. That's pretty good. I want to be careful here because I don't want to, yeah, I have space. So a lot of people struggle with, like, when they do oaks, they never get picked up because most of people just build in forests anyway. So the lumberjacks just pick up all the wood and they never pick up the oak. The trick is to put a woodshed next, as closest to the oak tree tree farm as you can in order to make it like a sort of priority to get picked up, because they do it by proximity, right? So they might pick up like a bunch of trees around it, but they'll get the oak tree next. Okay, so we have 110. It's a bit painful, but that's just how it is. You need to sort of like get it done. Get it done. It needs to be done so you can move forward. I'm going to wait for that to be finished. 6. Okay. One thing that I always recommend for people to do is build roads. Build roads. It might not seem that it's a big difference, and you might want to delete these later. Well, very likely you will have to delete these later. But roads are really important in the beginning because they do dramatically increase the speed of your workers. If they're not using wood, if they're not using roads, they're slow. If they're using the roads, they're slightly a little faster. Like for example, this idiot is not using the roads, right? Look at this one's gonna pick up the road. He's probably going to get there faster than this guy already started the run, right? There you go. He got there even faster, and he was going to go further than this one. They're probably around the same time here, but yeah, you know what I mean. So you can see that they do move significantly faster. So it's very worth it to just build some roads, so they can do things a lot faster than just doing cross country here without any roads. Okay, production's coming along fine. We have funds. We're gonna keep clearing. I'm actually going to clear this one first because I might need to start getting the pump there first. We still have funds there, 78, so we're gonna go into the next pump already. Now, two things. Refineries work on oil, crude oil, and energy. We don't have either of those. So we need to prepare for those kind of things. Where does the fuel get deposited? The crude oil, anything gas related, it gets deposited on the fuel storage. Where does the energy required for the refineries gets deposited? On warehouses. So we need to start thinking about all the things that are needed ahead of time, because I'm not going to just sit around here. I'm waiting for these guys to get done and not have a plan yet to what's going to be next, because that's just going to slow me down. Because then the refineries are done and then I'm just like, okay, now what? You know, so you need to plan ahead and just like decide, okay, what's going to happen next? What am I going to do next? You need to be one step ahead of the game, and to have your decisions ready. As soon as you have money, you're already making decisions. Right now, for example, well, I have cash, I have things flowing, I have wood. What am I going to do? I'm going to make another builder, because I don't want to be just waiting and waiting and waiting for these two little guys to build all those things, because I have resources, I have money. So why am I not building faster? Well, faster because I don't have any builders on the grounds. Okay, so everything else is running fine. That's okay. We're running out of wood because we're just using a lot of wood for these buildings. So as long as we don't fall too much, we should be okay. Thinking that we might be able to get another tree here. going to be 2 shades, so I have to remove some of these things and move them around, but that's okay. In the beginning, they were there for, I put them there for a reason. It's just like, okay, I have road, I need space, I'm gonna be building it there. Because right now, 1,000 to add a road is not much. But in the beginning, if you only start with 25K, it's a lot. 1,000, you don't want to be spending that 1,000 on road, because, you know, it might be that you need the wages, the money for the wages, or you need, you know, you have, let's say 14,000, you need 15 to build another chicken coop that is going to start, you know, producing faster. So all those like little decisions matter. And now for example, if this guy runs out of wood here, which it will probably, very likely, if he runs out of wood, I'm gonna remove these 2 from here and add another 3 there. So one thing very important here to say and to do. I just finished the refinery, or at least one of the refineries, correct? I don't want to click it because I don't have anything for it ready yet. I don't have crude oil, I don't have energy. If I turn it on, it's immediately going to start consuming wages, and I don't have it ready. So it's there, it's ready to go, but I don't have anything for it to work. So it's not profitable for me to start clicking it and waiting for it and just letting it wait there, just consuming wages actively, when I don't have a purpose for it yet. You know, it's not working yet. So I'm gonna refrain from clicking it until I actually have all the stuff needed for it to start working. Before then, I'm not gonna click. Stuff like warehouses, pumps, you know, wind turbines, stuff that does not have workers, does not consume wages. So those you can click ahead, click away, and just have them doing whatever they're doing. Even if they're destroying stuff, right? It's just they're gonna be doing their thing. But when it comes to buildings and costs of things, like, you don't want to be having too much of things that are like costly. Like this one costs 160 per minute, right? That's exactly how I have the wages for everything that I have already on the board. So this will double my wages literally just with one building. So you don't want to have to do that just yet. You will do that when the time comes and you have energy and you have crude oil already sorted, so you can start producing when you already have the products for it to start working. Okay, so I'm actually going to remove this, okay. So and this is just an easy way to do it, cheap way to do it. There's many other ways to do it. You can do things in many other different ways. What's the difference is that you don't want to spend money that you don't have in the beginning, and it's hard to make those decisions because you don't really want to start like putting too many things away from here or away from there, just because it's going to be more organized. Well, yeah, but it's just gonna take more time for them to reach there, and just gonna, you know, it's gonna be a little bit worse. So I don't need any more oak for now, so I'm gonna refrain from using that. I'm going to put down one more tree there. These ones will be too too shaded for production. Okay, so well, that's it. The 2 pumps are done. This is great because these are expensive usually, And if you can get them done like this fast, then you're ready for power plants, and the refineries will get their water drums requirements. So if you remember, if you've played this once or twice, one refinery can do either three things, but we're going to focus on two: petroleum and gasoline. For gasoline, you need two water pumps, so you need to have it strategically placed in the middle, so it gets two passive water drums from the water pumps. So that's placed there. It's going to have passive water drums. For the oil, you only need one, so you know that it's going to be one radius around it for water pumps, so that's why it's here placed in the middle. So this one's getting one, this one's getting two, so that's passive water drums for both of them. Right in front here, we're gonna put the power plants, because they require adjacent power plant water pumps and building, so you can build them faster. Well, not faster, but it's a requirement. All right, we should be starting to pick up on the wood here. Not we have to restructure this a little bit, because we're growing and we're building fast, so it's normal. But so far the sales are going out pretty fast, so there's that's a good sign. Right, so the next step that we want to have here, so you see that this one is building, so done. So we want to think about, like, okay, what do I need next to have my my gasoline production going? Well, I need energy and I need oil. So let's think about it. Well, assuming that I'm going to put my my mines there, I can put, for example, let's say a warehouse right here. Why? Well, these guys will need energy, and because I don't have power plants yet, they're going to have to grab the energy from somewhere. So you want to have a warehouse where your energy gets deposited, that is going to be very, very close to where your refineries are, at least until you have your power plants ready. So that's where I'm going to put my my warehouse. I'm also going to think, okay, for the power plants, I'm going to need lumber. So if I need lumber, I probably need a lumber mill. So what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to probably do this. It needs road. It needs not adjacent, but we can put it next to it for now. A lumber mill. Okay. So this is a warehouse, so it's okay. It doesn't have any wages, so you can keep it there. Now, what's the next step? Next step is let's say we need a let's put it on this side, maybe this side. Let's put it on this side. All right, let's put it on this side. I need some fuel storage. Why? Well, this one's too far. This one's too far. Imagine doing gas over there, and then, oh, oil deposited here. Oh, okay, I go back. So it's all the map. So we're gonna keep that one until it still runs out of gas. But we're gonna start building our fuel storage here, so it can get deposited faster, right? So let's say if you have the fuel storage deposit there, we can start making probably something along the lines of let's see here, thinking We can maybe do it, let's say here. Sure, let's yeah, we can do it here. So oil pumps require road to be built, so it needs to stay away from the crops. Let's say I'm going to build crops on this corner here, on this section. We have to be careful because the shade comes quite far. So you can see that shade from the mountain comes all the way here. See, one, and here no shade, so it comes all the way down. So I have this sort of like area here, all the way this corner here, that I can build crops. It's okay, I have plenty of space over on this corner for now, until then I can remove this section. I can use that water actually, but I can remove this section and I can build it over there. But for now, okay. So again, we're not going to click that lumberyard yet. We're going to leave it like that until it's ready to receive here some things that we might need for production. Now, what I'm going to do here is actually, I'm going to make things a little bit, still have a little bit of money. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to make a little road here. I'm going to complete this road to this side. And remember, these things start happening. I could have done the road earlier, right? But I rather use the money for something else. So it's step by step. You sell and you prioritize what you're going to do with the money you have. So right now, this is to me the next thing in line. Again, storage, fuel facilities, storages, stuff like that, they don't have any wages, so it's okay to click. I mean, I might make a mistake because I'm so used to building fast and have enough money for everything that I'm building, but you know, just try to not do it because it's just gonna use a lot more wages, and you need the money to build in the beginning. Right, okay, so what I've done here is I've done a little bit of an area here that I want to build some oil pumps. And I'm not going to build too many. I'm going to build just enough so I can I just want to build enough so I can have a small little production to make the gas, and also to see if I can at least produce some extra energy. But we'll see, because usually it's quite the power plants consume a lot of oil, so I might not be able to do that. I just prefer to probably do the gas instead, nothing else. So why am I doing the road around here, you ask? Easy. It's easy. It's very easy. I'm going to build wind turbines. So these cause 2 shade. So in order not to suffer from shade and turn their timers yellow, they need 2 spaces in between. 1, 2, build. 1, 2. Buildings are different, so some of them require different situations, shade-wise. So you just have to be aware of what every building does in terms of shade stuff. So So that's it. Unfortunately, we could do all the way here, but the problem is that this mountain casts a lot of shade. So you can see that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we at least have 1, 2, 3, 4 wind turbines here, and so these can start pumping because they take quite a while to finish, so they won't be destroyed unless they get picked up. So we're gonna just have them producing, and then we're gonna go ahead as well and take care of that by building some actual workers like that. Store here, so you can see we're not running out of money. We can still keep going and do our things, and we've been building like almost non-stop, like since the first maybe second sale of eggs. We've been building basically non-stop. So that's how you capitalize on it, right? If you have a plan and you know what you're going to do, you can do these things and take less time because you're not constantly like waiting for stuff to be built and then waiting and waiting and waiting. So we're gonna get a couple of workers here. For now, it's okay in terms of location. They just cause shade, no sort of pollution or anything. This is a bad idea, but it's okay. Might have to think about restructuring here, but that's okay. We still have wood. You still have wood. Let's see. All right, we're getting a lot of pollution from these as well, so these will be slow. But we're okay. We can deal with that. We can deal with this situation for now. I'm going to start thinking about putting some ponds over here, because we're gonna have wood requirements a little bit higher when we start. Let's just do something like this for now. Doesn't matter. When we start doing lumber, then we're gonna absorb a lot of wood, so we're gonna have to be careful with that. So as you can see, we're ready. So we have 4 wind turbines. We can do more, but for now it's okay. So they're all stocked. Okay, so we have a warehouse and we have water pumps that are stopped, so they're ready to be collected. Okay, all of these are ready. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna have our workers ready and they're gonna start picking up stuff. You could have more. You could have more. Do one more. So the thing here is that the more workers you have, the faster these things will get picked up, deposited, and then, you know, because if you have a wind turbine that is ready and it's not getting picked up because you have too many workers busy and they're not going to get your wind turbine energy, then like is it like that useful? So make sure you have enough. Make sure that your energy is not waiting or your oil is not waiting, so you can actually have some sort of production. If your stuff is not getting picked up for some reason, that means it's just really you don't have enough workers. They get busy picking up other things, and that might be a little bit further away, that you actually need that extra energy to finish that building is not getting picked up. Yeah, that's because you don't have enough workers. So yeah, make sure you have enough workers so stuff gets picked up faster and you can produce things faster and in a more logical way. So I only have 1 woodshed and I will need another woodshed. because, well, you want to have a woodshed right next to where your lumber mill is, so it's like fast pickup, fast delivery, and you have it there. So we're gonna build a big one there next to the lumber yard, the lumber mill. We're gonna put a big lumber yard next to the lumber mill. That's what I want to say. Okay. Those farmers are not really working right now because our wood is completely passive water, so they regenerate. They don't need to be watered. The thing is, these are slow. I'm gonna build some here away from the pollution. So you always have to be mindful of that. I mean, sometimes, like I just did, I forgot about that. It's too far. They cause like 3 radius pollution, which is crazy, but it is what it is. It's the game. But so the water gets a little bit pollution, so it slows down their timers. We're gonna build a few more wells on this side. Wood's not really a problem right now, is it? Actually, it might be. I don't want them to throw away any wood. I should have built it because I deleted the other one because of the shade, and then I forgot to build it. So they've probably been destroying a lot of wood. Meanwhile. So you see here like 1, 2, and these guys are picking up stuff. Yeah, that's a bad idea, right? It's just slowing everything down. It's not a really good idea. We want fast. So we're still good. We still have 17 exhales left because that's how much gas we have. So that's pretty good. We're up to 150k. Water always takes a long time to go because they take 10 water, so you need a lot of builders as well. So that's build there. Now, okay, I'll do it. So to me, usually on these sorts of builds, I think having 5 builders is okay. You can have more, but I think for you to, when you start having enough resources, no money problems, and you want to build stuff faster, you probably want to have anywhere between 5, maybe 10 builders if you want to really go fast. Because if you have multiple buildings waiting, and if like mostly like mid to end game buildings, upgrades and stuff take 5 of each, like 5 energy, 5 wood, 5 lumber. If you have 5 builders and they're just doing one building, that's like they pick up 5 wood and then deliver. They pick up 5 lumber and then deliver. So it's a little bit faster. So if you have more, you can do more buildings at the same time, and there's faster recovery on their production, on their building. So one thing that we need to be careful as well is with the oil. We don't want to have too much oil filling up our fuel storage, because otherwise we're gonna run into troubles, and we can't store the petroleum and we can't store the gas, and then we start breaking them. So we're almost full, so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do some petroleum and start our production. if you feel that we're producing too much crude oil and it's not being used and it's filling up your storage pretty fast, then what we're going to do is just stop two of them, for example, and just keep one or two running until you have your production under control. But yeah, it's to each his own. That's a decision that you're gonna have to do. So basically, these are not costing anything, right? If they get destroyed, well, they get destroyed. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Same as these pumps. These wind turbines are making energy. They're not costing you anything apart from the initial cost of the wind turbine. They're not really costing you anything. So if they get destroyed, it's not the end of the world. It's not like these are costing you a lot more because of the staff, the chicken eat, and they take resources because they take wood, you know, so they cost resources that you don't want to just be using without having to, you know, that not transforming them. But these are not the end of the world if they get broken, although you do want to maximize your productivity and just be careful with that. So you just want to do the best you can in trying not to throw away materials in the beginning. So our storages there are full, so we're probably going to start doing some wood, some lumber, and we're gonna start seeing maybe our energy going down pretty fast. My dog's going crazy right now. Open the door for a bit. I'll be right back. Check. All right, I'm back. Where are we? Well, we started making gas. We still have wood. And we're probably destroying lumber. No, not really. Okay. Since we do have some money, we're gonna do already some upgrades here. Actually, going to do these two in a row, so we clear up some wood here. Don't want to run out of space and then getting our lumber destroyed. That's important. And I'm going to actually order because I am starving and I just noticed it's already 3 past 1. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a little trick for this when you're building the roads and if you have space around them, just put another piece of road there. It just can at least it's possible to access it without the main road as you have it like normally. Little trick there, not a trick, but you know, just so it's not completely unused until your thing is done. Okay. Otherwise we're still good actually, so we're not really that a big deal, huh? But we will very soon actually, because this is going to have to move probably. So on the ideal sort of whatchamacallit, on the ideal side of things, I did remove the skins, didn't I? Why are the roads still? Oh, the skins are still on. I did remove all. What the fuck? Forget about it. Anyway, so how much does it cost now? I know I have probably the ornaments on. Yeah, so it's a bit, I think it's around 250. Well, we have 250, so either way it would have been just a matter of waiting a little bit, making a few more sales, and then you would get along with making one. Here you could for example wait until you have accumulated enough lumber, so it's faster production. And also what you could do here, since we do have quite a lot of gas still, we still had like 15 gas, right? 16 gas. So we can just turn off, like for example, the gas production for a bit. You're gonna turn this off, and we're gonna create a rule here to actually sell our crude if it comes to 2. So we'll keep to 2, actually 3. We'll keep 3, so we will always have 2 available for the gas, if that makes any sense, right? So when we reach 12, that means we'll keep 2 and sell 10. So why did I stop the gas? So we can accumulate energy, so we can build the power plant a little bit faster. Otherwise it might take a while, and we only have 4, so you need to manage. If you want to do this faster without any issues, just build a second line of wind turbine somewhere in a way that is not shaded, and just go for it. Sometimes some people build up like up to 8 or 9 or 10, and they just do it like that. But we are quite limited because we have a mountain. We are quite limited in terms of space, shade, to have like 10 green ones. Okay, so it's just the way you build it. If you plan ahead, yeah, it's possible, but I don't think it's that necessary. It just takes a little bit longer to get them done. And if you pause, if you have enough gas, like I have 15 gas, I'm not gonna run out of gas. And this is gonna get built pretty fast. What I could do, well, maybe not. They're getting picked up quite fast, so it's okay. Wood still okay. Oh yeah, that's why. So this is a little bit slow because, well, they have to pick up energy, and we're building the power plant, so it's a little bit slower on the lumber side. But that's fine. We have plenty of wood coming. What we could do also to make this a little bit faster in terms of like of the wood production, in this case of the lumber production, we could do something like this. This is all to throw away. It's not something that I'm gonna keep for like late end build. So one of the things that I was just mentioning was that you could plan ahead and make a layout that is, whatever you build, it goes towards your end game build. Like, and that's why, well, if you are doing no NFT start, maybe it's not a good idea, because you're gonna have to place things in awkward places, like your builders and your farmers and your you know, everything else. You're gonna have to place them in a place that is not very useful right in the beginning for your rush, so it's going to slow you down. So if you have NFTs, that's different because you can optimize it, and your workers will move faster, and in the end you'll pick up, because you have ways to make money in the beginning that people with no NFTs don't have. So to be honest, if you're doing a no NFT, then place them like this and then change and tweak as you go. Because if you do like if you plan ahead your build, your final build, and you're gonna have to build all my workers are on this corner over here, because like then you're gonna have to, in the beginning, with limited resources, build your workers so far from your crops, from this, from that, that is just going to be, you're just going to take a lot longer, even if you build roads and everything else. So as a general rule, I would probably with the no NFT start, build the same way I did here, with your things closer, with your things closer to where you start, and then move on from there and just start to branch out. Because otherwise it's just going to be you're going to waste a lot of time just waiting for anything to get done. But then they're going to be in my you know, last position. Like, it doesn't matter if you take it like you take way too long to produce absolutely everything else, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna do this. We'll probably need another one here. It's okay. We're gonna use it like that, so the farmers work a little bit. This is really not like it's really just you can have things different. One thing here that is interesting is, so you can see that all the energy is done. All the wood is done, so I'm now just waiting for the lumber. Because the lumber mill requires energy, and there's still some pressure in the energy in terms of production. I'm not going to turn on the gas yet. Because that way I will just finish this as fast as possible. I want the lumber mill to just finish the lumber as soon as possible, so we can move on from there. I might build another one here, just out of, I don't like to be destroying things at this stage, so I just rather build another shed there, just a small one, just to sort of keep things under control. Apart from this, because we do require the lumber, I'm not going to build anything else until this is finished. Other than that, everything is running fine. We can actually take a little break and wait, because what's going to happen here? Well, I want to do a mine, so I can start, you know, producing some iron, so I can move on with my rush and develop things a little bit faster. Sure, but for the mine you need lumber. You don't really want to have your lumber being used on a different building, because the production's so slow, so it's gonna slow you down dramatically. So you just probably want to finish this building first, and when that's done, then you move on to the other one. The other thing that is also super important, especially in the beginning, is that you have a second power plant done, so you have full automatic gas production. You don't want to build much more. You don't want to build much more without having those things finished. That's just like a general advice. You want to have gas sorted before you actually move into anything else. That's your priority objective for the beginning. So this is your minimal setup. I think I'm doing way too much oil, but that's fine. I think I can get away with just 3 easy. So we're going to stop. So one thing that is interesting here is that if I start accumulating, Ellie, what are you doing? What's going on today? Just sit down. Annoying to me. What's my train of thought? Oh yeah, I remember. If you start to accumulate, for example, we're just producing eggs here to sell, right? You're just producing eggs to sell. You can sell them when you're done. But if you are accumulating other things and you want to control your inventory, let's say, for example, I'm accumulating way too much wood, and I don't want to destroy the wood. I rather sell the wood. Fine. Well, assuming that I have unlimited gas to do so, because if you're producing too much wood, then that's going to just burn through all your gas super fast. So you don't want to do that. It needs to be profitable. You don't want to spend too much gas, because you're going to be wanting to spend your gas on profitable items. Your depots are going to be busy selling wood all the time. Instead, they should be selling things that are more profitable. So yeah, be careful with that. But other than that, you could get another trade depot, you know, because if you're accumulating too fast and if you're not selling fast enough, then you could accumulate. You could put another trade depot, and you can sell more items and at a time. In my case, I'm not gonna do that, but it's just something that you could do in case you need more sales, faster sales, or if you're too far from town, that your sales are taking way too long, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to have an army of trucks to express depots or normal depots to sell, and for that you're probably gonna require a lot of gas. So your gas production needs to be a little bit more complex than this. You probably need another refinery producing gas. So it needs to be a slightly different setup, but still possible. It's not a big deal. But you know, the more gas production you have, or the more buildings towards gas production you have, the less of whatever meta production you have to do. Less buildings you have to do that. So yeah, let me order. I haven't ordered yet. This is too close. Let's see. Order something new today. This looks really good. So there we go. We have our power plant done. That's great. Now we can do gas production freely because, to be honest, this is like completely passive and this one requires 3, so we're pretty safe doing that. And we have funds to build a second one, so do that. So we're gonna keep insisting here on the lumber. We have energy, so yeah, we should be okay. Look at the army of builders. Space from the other side, I don't know why they're going around there, but it's fine. This is expensive, but yeah, might be worth it. Right. I hope you don't mind crunching sounds. There we go. This one was so much faster, especially because this one is getting passive energy. So yeah, that's pretty good. We're pretty much done. So, what's next? What's next, you ask? We're gonna go doing mines. That's the next step for me, it's doing mines.
Here we go.
'Okay. Power plant's done, and this was silly of me, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Just gonna do one here real quick. These two. One. Let's hope it's quick. Two hours 40 minutes, not 150 like it's saying there. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so closer to 3 hours. But yeah, the gas production, I think it's closer to about an hour. That's pretty much how it goes. It's an hour. It can be under an hour if you really focus and stuff, but yeah, it's usually an hour and a bit, really depending. Do I have enough? I'm gonna keep this guy going. Right, and if I start overproducing a little bit crude oil, then I think I sold some, that's why. But if I do produce a little bit more than I'm using, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on one of the power plants to do energy, because that's gonna relieve some pressure here from the wind turbines, because diesel gotta go at some point, and don't have any other passive way to do energy. So I need to use some sort of energy production that will last me, because I will definitely need energy to build like steel mills and mines and all of this. So this will actually have to stay until a long time, unfortunately. If you are on desert, that's basically free, because there's a way of putting your two power plants in a way that you get like two crude oil passives, and you can just really pump out as much energy as you require. For this right now, it's okay because it's not using pretty much anything. Well, not anything, but it's very little, so we don't really need that much currently. 66, we're gonna do another one. So all of these require our energy, wood and lumber. 555. We're getting a little bit of passive energy from the power plants, so that's great because it's less energy manually that they need to get delivered to build. You might see what happens here with the oil pumps, because you might get something going there. Get it. That one's gonna get destroyed. Also, I think what I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna put like a couple of builders here, because it's going to be closer to where everything is going to be built anyway. So might as well just keep them closer here, because right here they have to go across the map to do something, and that way it's just easier to just get stuff done. Oh, actually it didn't get destroyed. I think it got picked up. Jar. Yes, thank you. Look at that, perfect. Oh yeah, the lumber is gonna be what's gonna taking a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is actually going to move probably this one. I want to keep one just because of the chicken coops. Oh, actually no, not really. What's the thought here? What's the thinking here? The thinking is, yeah, like these guys, they're coming here for wood, they're getting wood deposited here, and this wood is not getting picked up as much. So I think because of the wood sheds being so close to this, they're getting priority, and I really want the wood to go towards that side. So I probably need to just get rid of these two. They were useful in the past, but useful now. So you see the wood's getting deposited here, and it's not ideal. It's really not ideal. Let's see if I can get some wood taken away from here so it's gets used. Not if somebody comes to deposit here, then I'll just. Right now, I just wanted to. I just needed to empty so I can remove it. I mean, one and two. Let's see if we can get it. This one's done. How about this one? You see how far they have to cross the map for this freaking wood? And if they were depositing the wood there, it would have been faster. really not ideal. All right, that's it. Now she's gonna have to deposit the wood over there. Dummy. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to actually remove the crude oil so I can see if I'm actually producing, because I was not paying attention, so I don't know if they were actually. Where are my workers? Lazy assholes. Look at this. Everything is ready and they were not picking up anything. Oh, yeah. Okay, so what's the mine situation here? Yeah, it's just lumber. It's just lumber. So it will get to a point here where there will be absolutely nothing else to do apart from just piling up money. Because, well, you don't want to go too crazy on the mines, because you're just gonna, you know, use a lot of resources. To feed all the mines, you probably need more lumber, or you're gonna have to do more lumber. More lumber requires more lumberjacks, so it's not the direction really that you want to go, because you're sidetracking from what you need. You just need to produce and have a rush that will provide you cash fast, instead of like spending cash. Just accumulate as much as you can, so you can reach the stage where you can do at least one steel mill. After you do, like, for example, 3-4 mines, no more than that, I think. You have a steady inflow of eggs selling. 1, 2. I would say maybe 2 more, 2, 3 more, no more than that. And then your mines will be producing iron, and that's that. I should have not clicked that mine yet. It's not the end of the world at this stage because I have enough cash, but this costs 80 a minute. It's not too dramatic. These are worse, right? But you want to get these going when you have enough enough resources so they can work. Okay, one thing I forgot, and this is a bit of a screw up, but there you go. You learn from these things, from these mistakes. We need water drums for the mines, so I haven't prepared for them, right? So now these guys are going to be here waiting and not producing because I forgot the water drums. They don't take too long to make, but still, this is something that, you know, ideally you would be prepared for and already sort of like producing, and not like the miners just like sitting there now waiting for things to be delivered, you know. So this is like a small detail, but yeah, it should be important to have already making them. So what I'm gonna do is actually, it's further away, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. So I'm actually going to do this like this a little bit. Okay, so she knows, man. This has shade, has pollution. Well, pollution no more. Get rid of that because it's empty now. But it has 2 shades, so I can't really do much here apart from maybe chicken here. another chicken. Yeah, let's do chicken. And then let's put, for example, let's put 3 water facilities here. They're getting water, they have shade, so it's really like, okay, this, what else can I put there, right? At least for now. This is not the end, build, so it doesn't really, not really a big deal. Metals. I'm gonna remove that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's fine like this. Okay. So what do we have here? I'm gonna build another rancher. So I have a feeling that I have one ready. It's okay, not too bad. I don't want them having the chicken coops like with the eggs ready and not getting picked up. So for that, usually you need to have multiple ranchers, so they don't just slow down the production. You're gonna see, like, if you need more ranchers, you're gonna have like chicken coop, and then it says ready. Your eggs are done, but they're not getting picked up. So you need to have a few more ranchers down if you need, if it comes to that. This guy needs 1 more lumber. The wood is slow, right? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another on here just to make things a little bit faster. 3, 2, it's 5, so we're gonna be able to do it. 3, it's 4. I'll get 2 trees in. We'll get rid of this one. We're going a little bit short on cash, but we'll start producing fast enough. For example, here is not really I'm overproducing energy, which is fine. I don't, it's not really a big deal. These are default to produce, and that's why my gas is not going up. Well, actually, not even not everything is like no petroleum and nothing, because both of them are working. I mean, I can deal with one, but not both. Not both is impossible. You would need a lot more pumps than that. What was I saying? Yeah, energy-wise, I don't want to sell the energy. Don't want to sell it. If you have free gas, or completely like your gas is completely off the chart and you're producing a lot of it, then it's fine. If you're really close to town, and you have really fast sales, sure, you could sell energy. But if you're not fast, if you're not close to town with fast sales and a lot of gas, and when I mean a lot of gas, I mean a lot of gas, or Dragon or UFO, not even with a UFO you still require gas, then I don't suggest you be selling me like absolutely everything, just because you will run out of gas. So oak is done. Not really going to bother too much with oak here anymore. The wood as it was, it's working. This is fine. One more rancher. Did we build? Oh, there we go. Thought we did build another Another rancher. Okay. Uh, I'm thinking that maybe. Okay. So something that I started doing here, well, still not done, right? I started doing water drums, but my warehouse was full. So, and also this because the lumber mill's hogging all the wood and the chicken coops. So this warehouse is struggling to finish. So focusing a little bit on that, getting some wood back, and finishing that warehouse so we can start depositing same energy, water drums and iron as well. Otherwise it's just gonna get stuck. Another thing is I decided to add another trade depot. The thing is I want to see if it's faster than the sea one or the land one, because the land one is going to go very likely like around here, right, all the way here to sell in Casablanca. And if we take the waterway, it's a lot closer. So we're going to try that, and if it's closer then we'll use the water one. We don't want to just keep using the one that is further away. We just prefer just to have the fastest sail. Hell, it might even be faster than the express depot, to be honest. And this one's like it's closer to 2 minutes. So we'll see. All right, let's see. How did that finish faster than this one that I had done first? Anyway, doesn't matter. But I'm pretty sure that this one is going to be closer, right? It's taking so long. 137, one gas. Works. It's even cheap. It's even faster than the express depot. So there you go. Sometimes it's just let's cancel this one because that one's gonna be definitely worse. Get our money back. I actually need another one. Or stop some of these. Actually, yeah, stop these. I don't want to destroy them just yet because I'm going to do a lot of building and I don't have a good source of energy apart from those. So I'd rather have them there just waiting. Other than to just destroy them and having to rebuild them. I might actually sell some. Yeah. sell some gas, some energy, so I can free up some inventory space, because it's not really necessary to have as much inventory issues in the beginning. Like, what's this now? Oh, okay, iron. I'm gonna put iron on the list. Obviously, for now, is not something that I'm worried about selling, but obviously, as soon as we start getting like enough funds to have something more profitable produced, and then we are gonna sell. We're gonna focus on selling iron that is just like overflowing from our production, so to speak, right? As a general rule, that's what we want to do. I'm not gonna worry too much about like building this too much. But yeah, so basically this is it. This is what I wanted to do to show. I mean, I could wait until we can get a nice little whatchamacallit, steel mill. But it's just a matter of getting funds, selling iron, selling eggs, inventories under control. This is the next step, is just going towards a steel mill. So that's basically it. So yeah, I don't think there's much more I can do here. Gas is under control. We'd be doing better. Faster gas, I guess, but it's not really an issue. As far as crude oil, we're not really accumulating that much, so it's fine. Usually 3 or 4 is more than enough. If your sales are slow, like right now, because we're gonna sell fast, we're just accumulating cash, it's different. But when you reach like end meta, and you're doing a sale of red steel, for example, every 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, then you don't need much. You probably just need 2. Right? You just probably need 2 or 3, no more than that. No need for more than that. All right. So that is done, I think. Yeah, that's basically it. What else can I get into? Wait a little bit. So one thing I don't want to do is get to a point where I have too many chicken coops that will interfere with my production of the wood, the lumber, because that's going to be more important. So the one thing I've noticed here is that we were getting behind. Not really, actually. Now that I've looked at it properly, not really. Let's add some more feet here in the back. And I rather come. I rather. I rather prefer that they come over here on this side than to just go further. Could do one more here. And meadow, meadow, meadow. These farmers are no longer useful for now. Remove them. They're just wasting. And same goes for the workers, but the workers will have to come in again to play when we start requiring more energy to build. But yeah, for now it's fine. You have enough. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can deal with the gas, with the oil production stuff. So right now we're doing about 213 eggs per hour. Let's see if we can do something here. We could do something like this. This is just me making this more, what kind of prettier, because it's really not necessary. Making it a bit more effective could be a word. Produce faster. But this is just an example of how it can go. Because this way the lumber is gonna be faster. Let's hope my computer doesn't crash again after the competition, like yesterday or the day before. Yesterday morning, I think. I was streaming and then it crashed like 3 or 4 times in a row. And I just gave it a rest. And now it's working again. At least for now. It's been 4 hours now. 3.5 hours. Yeah, Ellie's being weird today. Ellie's being a naughty girl. She's she's 100 days. Pawns wise, pawns. I like to keep my pawns. Usually as I build, they kind of like move around, unfortunately. Seems like a bit of a waste of money. It's kind of hard to place them in one location that will stay there until the end of the game. Usually they go like near the crops, because that's the most permanent area that you could start building. It's your crops locations. And that's fine, but if you want to just have them closer, or if you start putting them just where they they kind of go or fit, and by the time you finish your build, you probably move them like 3 or 4 times, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. At this point, I don't need them, but I will need them if I remove this situation here, all of this buildings from this side, and then I have to start building ponds, because all of this south area here, this is where my crops would be. So that would mean I would have to pretty much destroy all of this to rebuild and then redo my crops area, my trees and everything else that I need. But this is just an example for a current red steel rush, I would say. With the current meta, this one would be the most viable for no NFT players. So, well, another thing that we could do in terms of like thinking about the next few steps, you know, to have them a little bit more ahead of time, thought out, would be, for example, to start considering like, okay, so where am I going to put my steel mills? Because steel mills, you don't want to be destroying steel mills after you place them, because they're just going to be, you know, a huge waste of time and money, because they're expensive. So you don't want to do that. So the next step after gas is when you have, you know, your mines flowing and your areas are flowing, everything else is going well. You're gonna have, I would suggest to get to a windmill, a steel mill or 2 as fast as you can. Because that way, with 2, you could easily just start pumping out red steel as soon as you can. That will just like dramatically improve your ranking overall, because you're gonna start selling meta items faster. So don't worry too much about like, oh, you know, I don't have anything built yet, you know, like I wanna, you know, don't have any nukes or this or that. No, just focus on that and start doing that, and you're gonna be doing a lot faster. Your progress is going to be a lot faster. But yeah, you don't want to be destroying, you know, you don't want to be destroying steel mills, so you would want to think about where you're going to place them. So if you have a layout design that you're going to use, well, do that, do just that, just start doing the plan and draw and build against the design you have, as close as you can to your final build. Sorry about that. So for me, for example, if I wanted to prepare I could start building some here closer to the water, where I'm gonna start locating putting my pumps, or maybe this is taking a long time, man. I might have to increase my wood, not my wood, like my lumberjacks. I don't want to go over there. Let's put them over here. There we go. Spam lumberjacks. Don't be afraid of spamming lumberjacks. So you see, it's not that slow. We're just like 400k. A few minutes ago, we're 530k selling eggs and iron. I mean, it's not terrible. I'm talking about no NFTs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chicken coops and 3 mines. This is like extremely basic setup, and I'm doing like what, 100k. This is stars. I'm doing what, like 100k 5 minutes. That's not bad. All right. Okay. So this would be it. Yeah, everything else is under control, I guess. For me, I have 2 pumps here available, but I would build against my layout. But if I was not paying attention to a layout or a specific build design, I would try to put my steel mills where I already can build them without destroying anything, without building anything else. I would just try to build them where I can already. Actually gonna do a little bit of a symmetry here. I like symmetry. I'm a bit weird with this sort of things. A bit of OCD. Not much, just a little, right? And if I don't want to mess up what I have already here, which looks like quite tidy and nice, and then what I would do would be, for example, either put a pond here in the middle and then building pumps around it where I can put several steel mills, or the same on this side, or just go for the edge of the water where I know they're gonna be all around here. So that would be my setup for that. 580. But I have been spending money now. So right here is like 50, it's like 90k. So this is 50, this is 20 and 20. So that's like right there is 90k. So that's almost 100,000 that I've spent that I didn't get to add up to my cash there. How much were we doing? Is it? I don't remember. 220 eggs and 66 lumber. What is this? Water. Okay, water is something that you really need to pay attention to, because the water drums really start to accumulate, and then next thing you know, you don't have any space. So I'm gonna just keep 2 and sell the rest. Paying attention to the situation that your gas needs to be on check. To speed up your production as well, what you can do is to instead of having workers, you can get a forklift, and forklifts are very speedy, and they'll increase your production because they'll be faster delivering the crude oil, and they'll be faster getting the energy. It's just a little bit more agile. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Mm, also, you can do this. Stop. I'll keep your inventory also in check. So 10x 10 iron, so that's pretty good. We're always waiting for our trade depots to come back to sell. In this case, the boat. So that's awesome. Accumulating a little bit of iron as well, faster. That's because we opened up the other one. We still don't have this finished or this finished, so I'm gonna just stop here real quick because I want those two to get done. I did add a bunch of new lumberjacks, so that should help. But I want to get this stopped as well. I just noticed I have my cards. I have my cards active, so your production might be a little bit slower than this, right? I tried to remove this on the auto remove, but it's just not showing the button for some reason. Because it will take just a little bit longer because of the ghost cards I have. But I have skins, so it will be, mine is a little bit speedier, but overall it's the same sort of gist. Even without skins, you can still do a little bit over an hour. You follow like a good decision-making plan. You can still do it under 1 hour, I believe. Well, not under 1 hour. It's hard. You need to be you need to be good at the game already. Know exactly where everything goes and put everything in the specific place that it needs to go, which it's not easy. And to be honest, like, not even top players do. Well, they don't need to because they have NFTs, so they're gonna go a different route, right? But we all make like slight little mistakes, and even the top players make slight mistakes. In the end, it comes down to that. Whoever makes least mistakes spends less money that they need to spend that they shouldn't have spent because of the mistake they did, and that will dramatically improve somebody's results. But as it is, making mistakes is also part of the game. No one just builds a town first time, first go with no mistakes, or rebuilding this or that, or moving this building to that location. You know, it always happens. So I think it's more important to just keep it flowing and recognize your mistakes fast and correct them fast, even if you're spending money. But it's just better to correct it like that than to just like not do it and then just like waste more time doing it. Sometimes you can go around it and just like adapt, right? But for example, you build a nuke in the wrong place and it's already active. I mean, what do? You know, I think the best solution would have been to just keep it there until you can't anymore, but use it the way it is. We use it the way it's been placed, and then when you finally get to a point that okay, you really need to move the nuke, then you move the nuke. You delay it as much as possible, because the nuke's still giving you passive energy and producing energy, so it's fine. But if it's really affecting your production, then yeah, you should move it earlier rather than later. But throwing away 10 million purchase is always hard. Depends on what you need to do. So yeah, I think that is it for now. There's not much I can do here apart from waiting for cash. But that is a good example of how I would have done my rush in case I had no NFTs. That would have been it. I'll probably do another one either later today or tomorrow. I'm gonna keep practicing because there's one day left, so I'm not gonna push to do a complete build or anything like that. It's just one day left to the server's reset, so I'm not bothered into just getting into a full town layout to show you guys. So I'm just gonna wait for the reset, choose some good places, and then do a couple of rushes to practice, but probably on I'll leave good spots so I can actually build a town on a good location, so I can test out the output and the new layouts I have. I think I have like 3 layouts to test out, so I wanna do 3 different towns, which is going to take some time and patience, but because they will require funds, and also I'll probably will try to get all the boosts done. So that's going to be it's gonna take a while because I'm gonna do it in 3 different towns, so that's gonna be a while. I'll probably do one at a time, and then overnight letting them sell, require funds and develop more, and then just take it like that. Just take it slow and see which one is more likely for me to use for the next competition. I already know it's gonna be red steel, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. There you go, see 100k. I mean, it's not that slow. We're selling eggs again. Yeah, it's going. I mean, how much faster can you go from this? Making more eggs, sure, you can. And then you require a lot more wood, a lot more lumberjacks. Because what's gonna happen is that the lumberjacks and not the lumberjacks, the chicken coops will start to hog all the wood because they're gonna be too many. They're gonna produce so fast that the lumberjacks are just gonna go pick up wood and just run around in conga lines to distribute wood to the chicken coops. Then you have also pressure from the lumber mills that require wood to make lumber, and your lumberjacks are just running around like headless chicken trying to put wood in the chicken coops. So there's a balance there. You need to be careful. You can actually add more, but you need to add more as well, a lot more wood and a lot more lumberjacks to keep things steady. Otherwise it's just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. To me personally, the test I made was around 7. It was my limit to do this without creating too much pressure on the wood and on the lumberjacks and on the lumber for the mills. So you can scale up, but it is a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder, to be honest. We're gonna start getting the conga lines, because you're gonna have like 10-15 lumberjacks just running around each other in line trying to deposit 1 wood in 1 chicken coop. So it's kind of like, it's a bit crazy. One other thing that you can do here is, instead of having like 4 or 5 ranchers on 4 ranches, you can put down an ADV. that makes things a lot easier, because ranchers are slow, they go back to sleep quite a lot. And if you put, for example, if I put like an ATV here or here, it would be close and it would be a lot. Yeah, but this works. It's a nice little rush. Works. You could slowly add another mine, you know, just grow a little bit, not too much, because otherwise it's just gonna be hard to make money back. Because it's just you're expanding and expanding, and your capital is returning very slowly. So I would probably do the same sort of thing. Maybe I would add another mine here, you know. I think as far as chicken goes, probably would not add more, personally. Personally, I would not add any more. You see also like how the gas is being pressured, because it's not really going up. We had 10 before, and we have 7, so the gas is a little bit under pressure here, because we're doing too many sales. So and it's not really a problem of crude oil. What we can do is maybe bring it closer. Go there. So we're gonna try to do this. This is 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. I think these are safe. Because that guy is okay for the gasoline, but I think to do the crude oil, because it's slower in this case, because they need to pick up 2. This guy is a bit too far from him. You see the conga line starting to form here. Not really, it's just 2 of them, but still, you can see that might become a problem. So let's actually test this out, and I think that's going to be my last build. It's not bad at all. Look at this, 900, almost 1 million. It's pretty decent. And now I don't have any wood because of this, so we're gonna stop the lumber mills for a bit. Look how the chicken are going. You see the trough, how useful it is. So these chickens are going crazy. They're going really further away. That's why the trough is necessary, because these chickens go so far. Meanwhile, these guys regenerate, they eat, and they finish, and then they go like, oh, okay, shit, I went too far. See, that's what they do. They go and they have to deposit or throw away the feed, because they've already completed the necessary 3 feed. They're all being eaten. If you look at this, these guys are being eaten. Otherwise they would have been like this. So all of these going here, they're all being eaten. So imagine if you get rid of all of those and just have the meadows around here, the production is actually going to increase, because they're moving less. They're going to be closer. Here, perfect. So let's see if the gas starts to pick up. We're at 8 right now. Let's see if we That's the goal. Pretty sure it's gonna work. Pretty sure it's gonna work. Alright, dark green, that's good. So yeah, 1 mil. Ah, yes. My bad. 1, 2, 3. I think I might have to. Oops, I cannot, right? So here's the thing. This pump is this fuel storage is still closer to that. So I think we might have a smaller issue here. Because the problem is that since that one is closer, they'll just deliver it to that. But it's still gonna be slow. And I don't want to get too close here because otherwise my wood's gonna go red. Because these guys are pollution. These two should be closer. This, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of these should be closer. So this one is not. This one's different, but this one's gonna be okay. So I think only this one needs to be removed. The other ones can keep like that. I think they're gonna be delivered here. Where are the workers? Where are the workers sleeping? So yeah, this one's still getting delivered there. But these two are going to for sure be going over there. See, 48, 46. These guys always struggling with the wood. And I think tomorrow I'll do one, but I'll make sure that I'm removing the skins though, It's kind of annoying that I tried to remove it, but I still had the boost. I still had the benefit. Not sure why. What happened there? Well, I thought the game was telling me something. It's actually a good policy to have, like, builders on both sides, on both ends of the map, and that way you can get builders closer to a specific location. They're just gonna move faster, get to your buildings faster. But usually it's wood that they require, mostly wood. At least for the first batch, like you'd have like maybe a wood storage on one side and a wood storage on the other side. I'm being a bit more, you know, it's not really necessary to do these types of things. They can be done, but it's not really necessary. So, crude oil is getting delivered here, and these ones are definitely getting delivered there. I'm pretty sure that's what's been happening now. That is 1.2 mil. Let's see, how much would we need for the steel mill? In my case, 1.125. So we would be very close to the steel mill right now. Just need a couple more sales. Make sure we're not in trouble in terms of wages, because right now it's still 2.1k wages is not that little. So I could actually do this. You're sleeping. Just try and get a few down. Don't need for that many. And an egg's going out, so this would be okay to build one now. Would be okay to build one. All right, that's it for today. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll do another rush. I'll do another example. I'll probably edit this out a little bit to see if people just put it on YouTube or something. People might appreciate it. Yeah, that's how I would do like a normal eggs to iron to steel. Although I didn't do steel, but you know, that would be how I would achieve it. I think on this one we have skins and ornaments, so that is a little bit faster. But still, in terms of like, that only improves the speed, so to speak. The same sort of rules and strategy and layout would apply for the same situation with no skins. So yeah, I guess that is it. I will leave you now Thank you for coming, and goodbye.